So first of all, you were picked in the 2000 draft, 7th overall, with a great class. You have, the Americans O'Shea and Bobby Ryan, Jack Johnson, and of course Sidney Crosby. I mean, what was it like to be drafted in a class like that?
It was good to be a part of. It was a good draft class, and it was fun, especially on draft day to see all the good players that were being picked up, and obviously seeing Sid go first, and Bobby Ryan second, and Jack third. I can remember the count up as it goes. So it's something I won't ever forget, and it was an honor to be a part of.
Sure. That obviously put a little bit of expectation on you, getting drafted into the Blackhawks organization with their first overall pick, and then you had such success, with USA and then with Wisconsin as well. How do you think that kind of affected your play coming in, when you finally decided to come to the Blackhawks organization?
I think, obviously going through the development program and maturing as a young kid, and then getting a chance to play at, my hometown, University of Wisconsin, obviously had a key part of my development. And, I'm grateful for the opportunity that USA Hockey gave me, and Wisconsin hockey as well. And I look back at what I went through, and I'm glad I was a part of all that, and the World Championships and every tournament I was in with them, and obviously had a key part of my development as a player, that's for sure.
Sure. You touched on it a little bit. What was it like to go and play for Wisconsin? Like you said, it was the team. You kind of dream about that growing up a little bit?
Yeah. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to be a Badger. My dad was a Badger, and I used to fall asleep at the games when I was a kid, and it was just kind of a dream come true the day that they offered me that full scholarship, and I jumped on it. So I definitely was happy I could go home and play in front of my family and friends, especially after being in Ann Arbor for 2 years at such a young age. So it was a lot of fun, and like I said, it was a key part of the development stage of my career.
And then to follow it up with a national title your freshman year, what was it like to be a part of that?
Oh, that was surreal. It was you couldn't have asked for a better year, a better team of guys. And every single guy on that team got along, and it was a fun team to be a part of. It was. It was just, the way it was laid out, Green Bay and then Milwaukee, couldn't have laid out better for us. And, if we were going to win a championship, that was going to be the year.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about your steps. How have you seen it really change? You've obviously done from college up to AHL and then now in the NHL. What's the biggest difference you see between those levels?
I'd just say, the smarts and everyone has a better hockey IQ up here, and they know where to be on the ice. Sometimes I get caught as a young guy here. I'm working too hard and I get myself out of position, and that's something that I'm learning every day. To make sure that I'm more controlled out there and able to make the right smart play, and knowing that if I do, my offense will come off of that. So I think that's the biggest difference between college and the pros is just the control of the game and the smarts out there.
Sure. And obviously you talked about it quite a bit beginning of the season with the Blackhawks making some huge moves with those guys going down to Atlanta. But that kind of opened up a spot for you. Do you agree with that? Like kind of place for you to fill?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they would have liked to keep some more guys, but due to the cap issues, I'm sure they had to move all those guys, and it's sad to see those guys go. But yeah, as a young guy, looking at the roster in the summer, I'm thinking, okay, well, here's my opportunity to make the team. So that was obviously a key part of this year, and hopefully I can keep proving myself worthy of that, and I think I'm doing an okay job so far.
Sure, and you're on a great line right now. What's it like to play with some of those guys?
It's awesome. Taser, he's a great, highly skilled player. Obviously, everyone in the world knows that. And Stahlberg's fast and has a great shot. And all I'm thinking is if I'm under pressure, all I got to do is throw it to his side, and he'll pick up it with his speed. So it's a good line. It's fun to play on. A lot of skill, and we seem to get a couple offensive zone shifts out there, which is always a good thing.
Obviously reigning Stanley Cup champs. How do you guys deal with the expectations of, proving yourselves to what you guys accomplished last year?
Obviously, it's a lot of pressure, to perform, but at the same time, I think guys have let last year go, and we have to in order to move on and have a good season this year. So, think the guys are doing a pretty good job so far of not dwelling on the past and making sure they're working hard every day. And you know, we're not. I don't think this organization is content with just one Stanley Cup win. I think they want some more, and I think the young guys in this team were hungry to do it again.
Sure. And then going back, I don't know how much you're keeping up with the World Juniors. I know you got to play on it a few years back. I mean, what was it like to play on that international stage with the guys that you're playing against and with?
Yeah, it was really cool because you see him around the league, you know, and you're like, oh, I played against that guy when I was, you know, when I was younger, and you know, you kind of know him as a player a little bit better because of it, and you know, I think it's a pretty big deal, you know, especially I played against Taze a lot. I remember him in Sweden when he shut our team down in the shootout, and you know, it's now I'm playing on the same line with him, so it's a pretty cool thing. And you know, last year watching USA win it, that was awesome too. And obviously I stay up to date, and you know, especially with the Canadian teammates on this team, you know, I like rubbing it in a little bit when USA beats them. So you know, it was fun to watch World Juniors last year, and hopefully they can do something just like it this year.
And I heard you had a nickname, Skille Garen. Is that, you know, because you had a little similarities?
Yeah, the guys were calling me Skille Garen for a little bit because I think the coach at one point had said that I had kind of played like Billy Garen, but you know, I don't know where that came from really, but you know, it's all in good fun. Everyone's got a nickname here and there, and I got a lot of nicknames as far as my last name goes. So.
Oh, there you go. An overall outlook for the season for you guys?
I think right now it's just finishing off the first half of the year on a good note, and making sure we get some momentum going in the second half. And I think that you know, like I said earlier, everyone's working hard, and that's a good sign. When everyone's working, you know, good things are bound to happen, and I think we're right there.